Welcome to another episode of Meet Me Outside. It's your boy Kunal. It's your boy Dennis. Here we are on tour. We're on the road. We're in the South right now. We've been doing a little South run, different cities across the United States.
Salt of the Earth tour.
Right. We're in full swing of things. Before I left for tour, a couple people told me to shave.
Yeah.
Like you see, like I've got a full beard growing on here, right?
How long you had that now?
I think like maybe December. Okay. So for those who are listening in, the beard is probably coming down. What would you say I look like?
What would I say you look like?
Yeah.
An Indian holy man.
There we go. Okay.
Some sort of wise prophet.
Thank you.
I keep expecting you to say
prophet
smart things.
spelled Profit.
Profet, probably, because it's still a little mistake.
Yeah.
Still a little fuck up, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Prophet spelled Scam. Yeah. So I've got this beard. It's coming down like 3-4, I would say maybe 3 inches.
You gotta, if you pull it straight, you probably get 4, but it curls, so 3.
Yeah, so I've got this bit of a long beard. You know, I'm a brown man in the South, and a lot of people have been telling me, you got to shave the beard. You got to trim it down at least. And
I think it helps you when you're down south having a beard.
How so?
They look at you, they're like, all right, this guy listens to ZZ Top. This guy is isn't hiding anything. He might, you know, if we threw on a flannel, you'd probably fit right in. We're in North Carolina. It's not like there's zero Indians here.
That's true. There's a lot more than I thought there would be.
Right.
Yeah,
but you're not special.
Well, yeah, no. Welcome to the podcast. This is the thing. You know, I saw a guy with a long beard. I saw before we got breakfast this morning. We were walking downtown in Asheville, and this guy had probably a 2-footer. Yeah, he had a 2-footer, heavy duty long beard. And I looked at him and I nodded. Right, I tried to give this man
white man,
white guy.
Okay,
and he wanted nothing to do with me.
He didn't give you a nod back?
No, not even a nod back.
Was this the slightly homeless-looking dude on the way to the first restaurant that was a 90-minute wait?
It could have been several people you're pointing out.
Because I think I gave him a nod, too. And you know what he did?
What?
He saluted me right back.
He told you about me?
Yeah, he's like, did you see that other guy walking ahead of you? Goes, I'm like, I'm tailing him. Don't worry about it. I'm keeping an eye.
He goes, be careful. You don't know. This neighborhood's really falling to shit. It's I think he didn't give me the nod back because my beard wasn't long enough.
Is that the longest your beard's ever been?
I think so, yeah.
I think it looks good.
Right.
But I also think that there's no way you could keep that once it gets warm.
No. This is the thing I want to tell you people about is that the misconception is that people think because it's the South, it's more racist.
Right.
And that's the thing that's kind of... We discovered that the first tour that we did was that people in the South are actually far less racist.
People are less racist, but it's also a different kind of racist. I think.
What do you mean?
Whereas in New York, if someone doesn't like a certain type of people,
right,
they will kind of associate with them,
right,
but they'll slip in little things where it's like, listen, you're an Indian guy, but that doesn't bother me.
Right.
Well, it does. Right there.
Yeah,
there. It's
that
like,
line, yes.
If it didn't bother you, you wouldn't have mentioned it.
Right.
Whereas down here, you might nod at somebody, and they just look at you like...
Yeah, right.
Like they'll just stare at you.
I will say that people in the Northeast will definitely look at you and just be like, "Listen, man, I just don't like the you know how these people are." They'll definitely
so much racism in the Northeast is prefaced by "I'm not racist," but
that's probably why the perception of the South as racists goes because people in the South don't say that shit.
Yeah.
They'll just be about it.
Well, we've talked about it before too, where like. I think it's so generational where the South got hit with so many stereotypes of being racist or stupid that once 1 or 2 generations was hearing that, all the young people now fight back against that so hard.
Right.
Maybe even overcorrecting sometimes based on some of the reactions I've gotten from some jokes down here. You know what I mean?
Right. Absolutely.
Whereas in the North, it's like we don't have that stereotype as much. And then you kind of see some quiet racism happening, you know?
Where have you seen quiet racism happening?
Just like, all right, well, for example...
Every time I'm on stage.
Yeah, every time.
People are in the back.
No, just sometimes you get a lot more of like black racism, like straight up like... Not black people being racist. Yeah. That's not what I mean. Right. But racism towards black people. That's what I feel like growing up in New York and stuff. As opposed to down here where they're a little... they're way less racist towards black people, in my opinion. But someone like you, where it's just you're like almost exotic to them.
Right. Yeah.
They're just giving you that double take.
Right.
And what do you do when you get the double take? You go, ah!
I put on a turban.
Turban, grow out the beard a little bit more, start speaking in tongues.
That's like my superpower. I tug my ear and the beard grows out a couple inches. It's like how I go Super Saiyan.
But we've gone. This is pretty much that's not true. We're going to Louisville, Kentucky tomorrow, which will be the furthest south I think we'll get on this tour, right?
Maybe, yeah.
And but we've gone further south before. On any of these tours, you haven't really experienced anything outright like offensive, right?
I mean, it's a little no. I haven't.
No.
Because comparatively, I've spent more time in the Northeast.
Sure.
Right? So, yeah, I've experienced more shit there because of time.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know what it's like because we see people that get affected by this kind of stuff. We see how they act, how they move. You know, there was we see like people who are not black, who are not white, that just they seem like affected by. You know?
They seem like they want to be affected by it. They seem like they're looking at it for every corner. Yeah. They hear about it on the internet so much, so like, there's got to be some of that racism around here somewhere.
Yeah, something.
You know
Meanwhile, people just don't like them.
Yeah, it's like
not because it's not a race thing. It's like
you're annoying.
Yeah, you stink.
Yeah.
So
yeah, like the venue we played last night, and this isn't a knock on the venue because I did like the venue,
right?
But we're in Asheville, North Carolina right now. I don't know if we mentioned the specific city because it's a little bit of a liberal hippie oasis.
Absolutely.
It would seem in North Carolina. But there was multiple.
These people don't have jobs.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say.
This is Williamsburg South.
Yes, Williamsburg South.
This
Absolutely.
Is what this is, yeah.
A lot of signs hanging up in the venue that says like this is a safe haven for no racism, no homophobia, no transphobia.
Right.
And as a comedian walking into the venue, I'm like, well, a little bit in jest, right? Like just a little bit.
Can we have fun?
Yeah, I mean we can still make these jokes, right?
Can we go like, huh? Come on.
I had to make a request before the show started. I was like, I'm gonna need those signs taken down all over. I don't want anyone pointing out those signs.
It's too much. It's too much. Like I remember
they're hitting you over the head with it.
I remember being in a bar in Long Island and seeing a giant Confederate flag hanging on the wall, and I go, "That's a little too much in the other direction."
What is that doing in Long Island? I don't get the Confederate flags north of the Mason-Dixon line. I don't get it.
For those, I've been with Dennis since Wednesday. And this guy's obsession with the Mason-Dixon line has gone. He's been telling everybody who will listen that the Mason-Dixon line's a lot more further north than you would think.
Well, I'm a Yank, all right. I have very limited experience in the South, but I know that the Mason-Dixon line is supposed to be kind of where it's like, all right, now you're in the South.
Geography in general, in I think the United States, there's so much.
It's a big country.
It's a big
country.
And people, for those, I know there are people listening all over, but there are people that they'll say, like, if you drive across, you've never driven across, right?
The whole country? No. Furthest I've went was Minneapolis.
Right. Okay. So you drive across, and they say, like, the center is just flat nothing.
Yeah.
And then you hit the Rockies, and it's a whole thing.
Right.
It's a whole, like, you see these gorgeous mountains open up, and there are people all over. Like, you have literally every climate system pretty much in the United States.
Yesterday we were in Winston-Salem, which is only like 2.5 hours away. It was 80 degrees at 1 o'clock.
I took off my hoodie, and I'm like, it is warm out here.
I've been sweating at every show we've done so far, except for last night, because last night into today, it's been snowing.
It's snowing in Asheville.
It's April, goddammit.
Right, yeah. At one point, the sun was shining and snowing.
I knew this town was filled with snowflakes, but give me a break.
Come on now. We're going to be here all weekend. It's not the weather I expected. I was hoping to come down south and be greeted with the warmth of the weather, at least. Not the people, but at least the weather.
I was hoping to be rocking a T-shirt a lot, but I've been rolling. I brought my one good flannel, and thank God I did, because I need it, man. Absolutely. But the Mason-Dixon line, I assumed that it would begin with North Carolina, South Carolina, and that would be the line. It's in the name, North Carolina, but North Carolina.
Wait. Why is it in the name?
North Carolina.
So you thought
South Carolina?
You thought because those north-south states.
Because Carolina has been divided into a north and south.
And you think the line that divided it was Mason-Dixon?
Well, it's also a very flat line. It's not like some squiggliness. It's a flat line dividing the state, almost as if Carolina was a state originally, and they decided to separate it. So that's what I assumed where the Mason-Dixon line was. Right. And then I brought this up in Winston-Salem, and people looked at me like I was the biggest idiot ever. Yeah. But this is not common knowledge to a guy from New York.
Yeah, of course not.
It's like if they came up to Queens and they were like, You can get a bacon, egg, and cheese at the corner store. You don't have to go into a restaurant and sit down and be like, "What are you, stupid?"
Right. Is that how you react to people?
Oh yeah, when I'm in New York, when I'm on the home field, absolutely.
Let me tell you people about how you people be acting. It's disgusting. That's the problem with these Indians.
They come up north, they're like, "How come this gravy's brown?" I'm like, "What other color would it be?"
Which, I mean, also the food has been insane.
You wanna go through the list? What's been your favorite meal so far?
So we went to this diner that was. It was basically a chain of diners.
Yeah, these people have went and commercialized the greasy spoon.
Right. And it is breakfast time.
Breakfast time. And 1 tea.
You made that very explicit.
One word, 1 tea. Breakfast time.
Breakfast time. And I mean, the food was fine, right? But it
was good.
It was good. But the amount of food that you get down here is insane.
The basic plate was under $10, and it wasn't enough to fit on a round plate. They had to bring it on an oval platter.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is something, like every plate that hit the table was a shareable plate.
Sometimes they come over. Listen, maybe you get a meal that requires 2 plates.
Sure.
Both of our meals required like 3 plates and then like a tumbler of some other gravy or oatmeal.
Yeah, it's a lot, man.
It's a heavy. But also, people down here, I was thinking about that. They don't eat like that all the time. I mean, some of them do. We've seen those people.
You could tell.
Yeah, you could tell. Same people from up north who are eating Burger King and pizza 5 nights a week. You know what I mean?
Right, yeah.
But standardly, that heavy Southern breakfast, people aren't eating that all the time. That's like a once in a while thing.
Right.
They're probably having a bowl of oatmeal, a bowl of grits or something, maybe a muffin. But we come down and we're just like, hit us with your best shot.
And they hit.
Yeah, they do.
We went to breakfast time. The portion was large, but the best meal I think we've had was at a gas station.
That's what I'm going to agree with you with that.
And that's the thing too. You go to a gas station in New York City and you buy anything.
That's not in a like medically sealed wrapper.
Hermetically.
I couldn't remember the word. What does hermetically mean?
I mean, it's a guy named Herman. Medically sealing.
I thought it was a woman doctor who was sealing it, in which case I will not be eating that either. All right? I'm not risking it.
Yeah,
Life and limb.
Sure, absolutely.
Give me a he medically sealed granola bar.
I want a she medically sealed. She medically? She not.
She medically.
Yeah, that's a nurse sealing it. No, all right. So this is the thing. We went to gas stations. You go into a gas station in the Northeast, it is get your gas. If you're desperate, get a coffee.
If it's a good corporate gas station, you'll get a good cup of coffee.
Maybe,
no problem. But I'm not eating
anything that's spinning.
Oh God.
Off the table.
If you tell someone in the north, like even if you go into a New York 7-Eleven and I see someone buying like a taquito off the thing, and now
what is a taquito for those who don't know?
It's like some bullshit fried wrap-up thing, a roller, I don't know what it is.
When your food is being warmed with rollers, that's a bad
for
sign.
Hours at a time.
And if there's a 7-Eleven in the front, then it's real bad.
The balls of 7-Eleven to start serving pizza in New York. Which I was like, what a foolish endeavor. Yeah. You know what? I see people buying them all the time, and I'm disgusted.
Yeah, but the Domino's exists. Pizza Hut exists. You know what I mean?
Like but those are
higher class.
Yeah, that's drunk pizza.
Right.
There is a space for drunk pizza.
Sure.
There is no space, in my opinion, for 7-Eleven pizza. There's no space for Subway.
Right.
Because if Subway was 24 hours... Same thing. I'd be like, all right, I get it. It's 1 a.m. You want a cold sandwich? I get it. Subway closes at like 6 o'clock. If you're buying a Subway sandwich in New York, go fuck yourself.
You think that when Subway got itself into New York, a couple of like mob guys came up to us like, hey, you got to close at 6 p.m. You can't be out here disrespecting at all hours of the day.
Listen, we'll allow the triangle slices of cheese.
But that's as far as we go.
We draw the line at 6 p.m.
You when people are coming home, you got to shut this shit down.
And don't let anyone use your bathroom unless they're buying something.
And at least sell decent cookies.
Yeah, well, the cookies are okay.
Yeah, the cookies are all right.
I'll give them that.
Yeah, but gas stations in the Northeast, it's not a place that people are commonly buying food.
Yes.
However, once you pass the Mason-Dixon...
Maybe close to the Mason. I don't know. Yeah. I haven't tested this to an exact lateral degree or whatever it is.
I'm slightly making fun of you. So the point that I'm trying to say is that once you get south enough, that you could eat at a gas station in New Orleans. You could eat... Some people have told me the best po' boys they've had in New Orleans has been at a gas station. So,
well, we were making the trip, and we were like, all right, let's find a decent restaurant along the way. Something we have a policy where it's like got to have at least 100 reviews. It's got to have a lot of reviews.
I didn't even know that was a policy.
We have a policy. Listen, it's not so much the star rating of 1 through 5.
Right.
Because if something has a 3-star rating or a 3.5-star rating, but like 1,000 reviews,
sure,
I'm gonna go to that. I trust that place.
Really?
If some place has a 5-star rating with 19 reviews, I'm way more skeptical.
Oh, no. For me, if you have 1,000 reviews and you're under 4, no.
You're crazy.
Absolutely.
We've gone to these places.
It doesn't mean I've been thrilled.
Well, you wound up being delighted.
Yeah, I know.
Because we pulled off the highway. We found this place. I forget what the name of it was. It was like whatever.
Hotspot Grill.
Hotspot Grill. Okay.
Right.
Do you remember the town name? Let's give them a plug.
I don't know what the name of the town is.
All right. Well, Hotspot Grill.
Someplace in Virginia, I'm sure.
Someplace in Virginia.
Right.
And we pull off the highway and we start driving down the road and we're like, okay, should be coming up here on the right. There's a gas station.
We
maybe
drive
it's next
right
to
by it.
Drove right past, and now we're past it. And we're like, shit, maybe it's behind the gas station.
On Google Maps, it said it was behind the gas station.
Yeah.
And I go, okay, cool. So we pull in, we pull a reverse, we pull a U-turn, we pull into the gas station. We're like, all right, maybe this is like really tucked away.
Yeah, maybe it's just a little like a food cart even.
Yeah,
Who knows?
maybe like a truck.
Yeah.
And then we pull into the gas station, which is already a sketchy looking gas station. No brand name of any sort.
Nope.
No, it's just really
self-service only.
Right. There's like, it says easy something, easy wider on the top. I don't even know what it said. But we walk, we're like, this is sketchy enough. You got a couple people parked on the side having conversations, casual conversations. None of them seemed like well-to-do people.
You got an ambulance parked at an angle, and you're like, are they making a call? Or are they getting lunch?
Right. We're expecting a full blood pile in the place. Yeah. So we drive behind the gas station, nothing there.
Nothing there.
And then we're like, maybe it might be inside.
We were like, if anything else, let's go in and ask. Be like, where's this?
Right.
And we walk in.
And it's the dustiest looking gas station.
Not a nice gas station.
No.
Although they had like the most technologically advanced casino gaming units I've ever seen at a gas station.
What else are you going to do?
I'm talking about like 6 feet by 6 feet digital screens attached to an arcade thing.
Absolutely.
All out of service for some reason. But they're all running. Like they're running the demo, but it says on it like do not use.
Yeah, all right.
But once we walked in, I smelled it.
Yes. You get hit immediately. You get hit. And you turn, and behind basically a wall of chips.
Tucked away
in the back corner of this convenience store attached to a gas station is this small little restaurant.
Yep. 2 people behind the counter.
Which to me, nuts.
The fact that 2 people were churning out all this food, because there was like 6 people there waiting for food before we got there.
We walk in, there's a guy who's like leaning casually, and I thought maybe he'd already ordered. I wasn't sure. You were trying to get to the bathroom, and then I see this gargantuan woman. This woman was big. She had like the papoose. You know when you got like the
fupa?
The fupa. That's what it is. Yeah, the fupa it was coming out hard.
Fat upper pussy area. Yeah. I don't make these terms up.
I mean,
I just use them.
They're just part of the vernac.
I got a fuda, probably.
What, fat under...
Upper dicker body? Upper dicker area?
The upper dicker?
I don't know. I don't know why I turned into dicker.
Yeah, the fuda.
I'm fat is what I'm trying to say. But this woman was fatter.
For those who are listening.
For those of you who are doing audio only.
Right. This woman, she had the fupa.
Yeah.
And it was big.
It circumnavigated her body.
Yes.
We've seen those before, too. A fupa that orbits and it just becomes a donut.
She was a very big gal.
She looked like she had a swimming pool donut underneath her black Spanx or pants.
And it's just like, to me, listen, I'm not judging the woman.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you right now, in this particular situation...
That's what we want to see.
That's what we want.
That's what we want to see.
That's what you want. If I saw 3 gangly-looking women standing there, thin as rails...
We're out.
I'm out.
We're out.
I'm going to buy some scratch-offs, and I'll quickly fuck off.
Yeah.
But if I see a woman who is rather large, excited to be there...
She's like... Bouncing back and forth?
She was giggly. She was excited. I'm like, now I'm in.
Everyone there was happy.
Yes.
Everyone there seems happy. There's only like 2 or 3 tables. There's a old hunched over white woman taking the orders, and there's a gargantuan black dude with missing a bunch of teeth.
Yes.
I don't judge.
No.
Again, kind of what I want to see.
That's what I want.
I want that man working the grill.
I want a man who doesn't have time for dental care.
Yes, exactly. He's busy.
Yeah, he's busy.
I got these fries coming up.
He doesn't bite into the food, but he'll give like the sauce a swipe and a taste. And this is
he don't have to open his mouth either.
No.
He just opens his lips and just sticks his pinky right in. That sauce is ready.
Yeah, that boogity sauce.
You know what else I liked about this. All right, so when you go outside of New York, if you want to use a bathroom at like a gas station or a restaurant,
right.
usually you just walk right in. Where's the
Absolutely.
bathroom? Can I use it? This one.
Also, I will say though, those open gas stations, the ones in New York or anywhere in a lot of places, I mean, you're walking into a disaster situation.
Yeah.
Somehow flies are living in there. It's almost you walk in on the flies.
Yeah, it's a number one situation only. I'm not sitting down. I'm
100%.
I'm not even going to hover over that seat. I don't want the splashback.
No chance.
No, I'll get in, take a piss, get out of there.
Right. Your body knows where it is there.
Right.
Yeah.
But once you go south, all the bathrooms are generally open. They're usually pretty clean, depending on the place.
Right.
This place, I was like, do you need a key for the bathroom? Because I was waiting for a few minutes.
Right.
And the woman said, well, he's the police officer of the bathroom, pointing at the huge dude on the grill.
Yeah.
And now I got to bother this guy to come let me into the bathroom.
Right.
He knows the deal. He took one look at me. He was like, this guy needs to go.
Yes.
He ran out, probably much to the chagrin of the people waiting for their food.
They were not happy.
Let me into the bathroom.
The lady with the fupa, very upset.
No,
she gave you full stink eye.
Full stink eye.
Yeah.
She's looking at him just like, you're going to wash your hands even though you just touched the doorknob. I want you to wash your hands.
Yeah.
But I like that because that means that this gas station restaurant restroom is frequented by people.
100%.
A lot of people.
Yes.
And it was a clean bathroom.
Right. For
and
what it's worth.
I was able to excavate, evacuate, and get ready for my meal.
Uh-huh.
So we order our food.
Right.
We're waiting for a few minutes. You order.
So this is the thing. Before we get into the order, I got to say this. This guy in the back, the dude working the grill, missing teeth.
Yes.
Sweating profusely. Mm-hmm. There was probably maybe 10 dish rags just stockpiled high for his sweat.
Did you see him dab at it?
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
This man those rags looked like they were washing cars.
Should have given this guy a bandana. No one has given this guy a bandana.
He would have sweat right through it.
Yeah, but you still...
He would be dabbing the bandana.
It prevents a drip, you know?
No. There is no saving this man's... Like, he was sweating profusely.
But jovial.
I mean, yes.
Seemed to be enjoying his work.
Throat raspy as a motherfucker. that man sounded like he might have had the...
You need to use the toilet.
Yeah, on the toilet. Like, he had the voice box built into his throat.
Yeah.
You need the toilet.
I did see a square jutting of skin right on his neck, just poking right out.
It was a cube. It was a Rubik's Cube.
You just see a glowing green light. I don't know.
God.
He switches it on when he wants to talk.
Right.
Do you need to use the bathroom?
Yeah. So yeah, that guy was sweating profusely, very raspy voice.
Yep.
He opens the bathroom. He's working the thing. I finally get to the front of the line. The lady, she's short. This woman's got to be 4'11" tops.
Yeah.
For a big lady herself in her own right.
Uh-huh.
And we're trying to order this meal, and I want the shrimp po' boy.
Right.
Which when I told you I was going to get that, your first question is, aren't we landlocked?
Aren't we in a landlocked state?
And I'm going to tell you right now, don't care.
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. You can get fish. Shrimp. It's shrimp. Travels well.
Shrimp travels well if you're going to fry it and cook the shit out of it.
Absolutely.
But the people who serve it on ice and stuff, I wouldn't be eating that.
You think I'm going to get, what's that thing called when you get the shrimp with the martini
one
glass?
shrimp cocktail, please.
Yeah, if I'm ordering a shrimp cocktail at a gas station, that's the problem.
I bet there's got to be a gas station somewhere in the States that has shrimp cocktail, and it's probably dope.
You walk, it's the best shrimp
probably
cocktail.
Probably New Orleans, I bet.
Absolutely,
you know what I mean? Something like that.
Yeah,
I liked when I ordered, because you ordered first shrimp po' boy. You didn't alter the order, right?
No. Kept straight to it.
Yeah. I ordered, and once I'm dealing with people in the South, I just have a hard time judging their sarcasm.
All right,
like they'll say it's the whole bless your heart thing.
Yes.
Where it's like, do you mean it? Do you not?
Right.
It seems they never do.
Does bless your heart mean bless your heart, or does bless your heart mean go fuck yourself?
Yeah, you idiot.
Yeah,
I'll help you out, but you're a dummy.
Yeah.
So I order a chicken BLT sandwich, and I say to her, I'm like, any chance you could slip a slice of American cheese on there?
Right.
Trying to be the soft sell.
Yeah.
Soft order. I'm not making demands. Could you? Maybe. Slip it on? I'm not saying.
Slip it on to me is just you're trying to soft sell the words, but she puts it on either way.
Slip it on sounds like they make the sandwich and then they try to slide it in between while it's already put together.
Yeah. Like you're asking her to commit an illegal act in her own establishment.
So she's taking the order, writing it down, looking down, and I say, "Could you slip a little piece of American cheese on there?" And she stops.
Yeah.
And super slowly looks up. And I'm like, I done fucked up. She's going to be like, you and your brown friend gots to go.
Yeah. You know, the thing is, liked me, didn't care for you.
Didn't care for me.
No.
looks up super slowly, and she just goes, I could do whatever the hell I want. Yeah. And I was like, I like this place. Yeah. I like this place.
And I'm just sitting there excited because I'm like, he fucked up.
Yeah, we thought it was going to be business.
Because I'm usually the rude guy at the customer service situation.
Not rude, but you're usually the guy where it's like, what do you suggest? Can I make some altercations? What's the upcharge on that? Yeah. Have you washed your hands today?
Yeah, absolutely.
That sort of thing.
Ask all the questions.
Yeah, but you also usually get better service.
Right.
Because of that. Not better service, but you get what you want.
Right. Absolutely.
Squeaky wheel gets the oil.
And you get nothing.
Well, I got my American cheese slipped on.
Yeah, you did. You got that slipped on.
And what a meal.
Right.
I mean, mine was good. I just got, first of all, fried chicken in the South. They're just doing it better.
Absolutely.
They're doing it way better. And I'm not talking about chains. I'm talking about any mom and pop diner, whatever. I've had a few things at grilled fried chicken since I've been here.
Right.
Just fucking gorgeous. Then I saw your sandwich.
Yes.
And yours was pretty much open-faced because you couldn't close it.
There's no way. This was just trying to pack a suitcase to see relatives you haven't seen in decades. You're trying to bring things. This thing, I mean, we're talking maybe a 6-inch sub, right?
Yours?
Yeah, maybe 8.
10 inches.
10. Okay,
10 inches.
I was
Give yourself a little more credit, huh?
Yeah, I'm a little modest, you know. So this thing was 10 inches. There had to have been 32 pieces of shrimp in this thing.
It was. I don't even really like shrimp. I was kind of eyeballing yours, like maybe I fucked up. Maybe I should have gotten this.
My God, this thing was crackling shrimp.
Yeah,
just filled. Boogity sauce is what they called it.
Is that what they called it? Boogity sauce.
Boogity.
What did it taste like?
I mean,
I assumed it was like a chipotle mayo.
Absolutely, a chipotle mayo. Okay, yeah, but just I mean, I'd imagine store made.
I can't wait to go someplace back in New York and be like, y'all got boogity sauce?
You're just changing entirely.
Like, can I get a bacon, egg, and cheese on a roll? And you got some boogity sauce?
Y'all like to give me some gravy?
Can you slip a little boogity sauce on there?
Like, sir, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. I'm just like, man,
is how we be doing it.
We've heard some great accents on this trip so far. Some very fascinating, interesting accents.
People have really... It's kind of like when somebody goes to college and then they do a semester abroad and then they come back sounding like that place that they visited. Like they went to England and now they have a slight British accent.
But I'll give people a little bit of the... Listen, I mean, if I hang around certain types of people, Irish cousins or whatever, like...
Yeah, but you're not coming back full Irish.
It goes away very quickly.
But what are we talking about here?
I'm talking about just a certain phrase. Maybe I'll say cheers or mate, or I'll have certain terminology.
You're saying cheers?
I've said cheers on this trip.
It's disgusting.
I've waited till you've gotten out of earshot, and then I'm like, cheers for slipping that American on there, sweetheart. You know what I mean? I don't want my buddy to make fun of me.
Thankfully, he's in the loo.
But when you pick these things up, though, it goes away very quickly. We've heard some comics, some staff, just interesting things where, you find out, you talk to someone and you're like, where are you from anyway? They're from like, I'm from Jersey, man. And I'm like, what? What are you talking
they're really
about?
Bringing it down. So y'all don't really know what we've been doing around here.
It makes me feel like I could be whoever I want to be.
Yeah.
Like I could just throw on any kind of accent, just run with it. Who's going to question?
I don't believe when people come from other countries and they've got accents.
You don't buy it.
I think it's put on. Like, this is the thing. When somebody from another country's been here for a while, right? Think of it this way. If somebody from Europe comes over and they've been here for a few years, their accent will start to soften. The same way when we go there, our accent will start to soften towards their language.
Yeah.
So it's like you'll come back, you'll pick up the vernacular, and then some people will be like, and I mean, I've met people who will just say like, oh, that's brilliant. And it's like, yo, shut the fuck up. That's not brilliant. You're not brilliant. Nothing you've ever done is brilliant.
You're super critical until it happens to you.
What do you mean?
Until you wind up slipping a brilliant into a conversation.
I never slip a brilliant.
I'm going to call you out next time you say some bullshit.
Yeah. like what?
I don't know.
What am I going to say?
I'll know it next time you say it.
We get into a building, we're like, hey, we're going to take the lift up. We take the lift up, you throw me down the stairs. That's what we're going to do.
What do they call apartments again in Britain?
Flats.
Oh, what a lovely Airbnb flat we're staying in.
Yeah. Spot of tea. Like, I mock that shit. So we're in, what's this thing called? Where the fuck are we in this situation? So people come here from Europe. And I think they play up the accent.
Yeah.
They start to, they'll like Irish it up or like whatever, like yumming it up. They'll really go hard.
Meanwhile, they're just talking how they've always talked, but to you, you're so incredulous.
Yeah.
That means you don't believe them.
No. Good. Because I'm going to tell you right now, you're using a lot of big words around me, and this is not the podcast.
I don't appreciate it. I don't appreciate you trying to big time me on the pod.
All right.
No, I think that
Don't be coming here with your $4.50 words.
You're so New York that you're like, look at these people trying to impose on me with this.
Yeah.
They're not. They're just talking how they talk.
I don't buy it,
They're
dude.
looking at you and they're like, how come this young Indian man sounds so black? And you're like, I'm from Queens.
Yeah,
It's
and
just
also,
how I talk.
a lot of people, that's the thing about being from Queens. We never like picked up, oh, you got to sound black or sound white.
Right.
We just existed.
You just sound the way you sound.
That's it. Like, it was never like, do I adopt this language? Like, do I say yo? Yes. Do I say, you know what I mean? Certain shit, absolutely. But it's never been about like, oh, let me come in there. And people push it hard when they come here, right? People that are from surrounding states will come to New York City, and if they're black, they'll play it up a little bit. You know, if they're from the
Do you think when black people come to New York and they're from like North Carolina or something, they're like, oh, I get to really like flex this out now? And
I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm gonna say this right now, and this is like right.
There's a hot take.
There's a hot take right here. Sometimes when I hear some black people from different parts of the country come here and they use the N-word, the soft one, I feel uncomfortable.
Really?
Yeah.
You're like ready to check them? You're like, I don't know if you could really say that, bro. Like, you can say that around me. I'm not going to give you shit, but you say that in front of the wrong person.
It just feels weird to me. And it's like, I'm not going to check them, but part of me is just like, this feels strange.
Well, maybe now they get the chance to use it more because they're surrounded by more black people, so they're letting it fly more.
But it just feels like, they never did it growing up.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
I've let a few fly down here, and I haven't gotten a good reaction. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
Yeah,
of course.
absolutely. Right.
But no, I know what you mean.
You put on you're wearing a flannel shirt. You put on a flannel hood. I'm still liberal. I'm just racist.
Yeah, come on. Look at my Spotify playlist. I'm not racist.
Yeah.
You know.
There's so much Mac Miller.
I wonder, man. Yeah, because. And that kind of goes back to what we were talking about, how the South isn't nearly as racist as some people think it is.
Absolutely not.
Because there's been such a mixing of black and white folk for decades and
generations,
century and a half now. Right. You know what I mean?
People that I think come to New York City from other states, I think that they play hard into that thing, right?
Right.
So I've been judged by that before. People are like, "You're from New York. Why do you sound so soft?" Right?
Have you gotten that?
Yeah, somebody said that to me.
Where?
This was
like you got that in New York from.
I got that in New York from a guy that I know. Right? He's like, "Why do you sound so soft?" And I was just like, and I looked at him, and he's from another state.
Yeah.
And I looked at him and I was like, "Yeah, man, we don't have to try to be hard.
Yeah, I got nothing to prove.
Yeah, we just exist."
Yeah.
I'm from here. I exist.
Right.
I don't need to push my toughness on you.
Night 1 of tour, we were in Washington, D.C. Had a great time. Check out Room 808 in Washington, D.C.
Sure.
They're doing big things.
Yeah.
But, talking to fellow comics and stuff, everyone was cool.
Right.
And, hey, where are you from? We're both like, well, we're from New York. We're on tour right now, blah, blah, blah. And then they hit us with this question, which I love to get when we're outside of New York, especially as comedians from New York. They go, are you, like, really from New York? Or are you just based out of New York now?
Yeah, right.
And we're like, no, baby, I'm from New York.
Right. No, we start playing it.
Come on, baby. Come on, man.
That's how we doing it down here, bro.
That's how we talking New York.
We full South in the New. Y'all want some sweet tea? That's what happened in Queens. We got biscuits in Queens. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we played.
But even me, though, like, you're like, yeah, man, I'm from Queens. And I'm like, I'm from Long Island. And they're like, oh, you ain't from New York. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I'm like, come on, dude.
But I don't leave New York and sound tougher. Right. I don't try to do that.
No, you just sound the way you sound.
Right. And I don't go into New York and try to push it. And that's the thing when I see people from the tri-state area, like they are now in New York City and they push the tough New York accent.
Yeah.
And I go, this is not you. You know?
Yeah.
Like, bring your regular friends around. And I'm sure they're going to be like, this is not how this person sounds.
I also don't think New York is inherently tough. I think we're defensive. And like paranoid. You know what I mean?
No, there's a lot more paranoid.
We're on our heels.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a lot more. The thing is suspicion.
Yeah, suspicion.
Exactly.
Suspicion. Exactly.
Yeah.
Someone approaches you on the street in New York, it's constantly like, huh?
Yeah,
what do you want? I actually got played before we left. This is a little bit of an aside, but I meant to say it recently on the podcast. I got hit for money in a gas station by a dude. And I'm usually very New York about it, where like, I'm not going to give you money if you approach me looking for money. Right. If I see you sitting with a sign or something and you need some money, I'll probably hit you with something.
I want to see you doing the work.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, I don't want to see homeless people active.
Yes.
But I don't want to see them kind of like going into the crowd.
Uh-huh.
I want to see them doing their thing, and then I will give you money.
Right.
If you got a sign, maybe clever.
It's a soft sell.
Soft sell.
And also, like, if you got the sign, you probably are actually homeless. Where the person who approaches you looking for money is probably looking for drugs or alcohol.
I check the shoes.
Good call.
Yes.
Tell a lot about people by their footwear.
Right. If I see shoes, I mean, barely any scuff.
Uh-huh.
And we're talking no holes.
Yeah.
No holes. Mm-hmm. No money. No holes, no money.
I was making a cup of coffee in a Wawa, but still pretty close to New York. Again, Northeast New York.
Sure.
Very similar vibes here. And this dude just caught me off guard, where he just walked up to me, young dude, and he goes...
In the store.
In the store.
Oof.
He goes, excuse me, sir, I'm sorry. Everyone keeps looking at me really weird. I just need like $5 to fill up my tank so I can get out of here. Yeah. And I said, I don't even think I have it. Yeah. And I did the thing where you ever open up your wallet because you know you have no money in it to show them like, oh man, I would, but like,
you see how things. Like, sir, you said a few words. Norm, what's wrong with your voice?
Man.
You having a stroke?
That's my new defense, I think. It's just, come on, man.
So you open your wallet to show the guy.
So I go to open my wallet to show him, and I had fucking forgotten that I had removed a $5 bill from my door in my car and put it in my wallet like earlier in the trip. So there's a perfect $5 bill sitting there. Right. And I just like, I don't think I can, man. You see, and I open it.
You sound like, you know what's funny is like now you've actually proven you're an absolute piece of shit.
Why am I a piece of shit?
No, because to him, this is to him, this is why he goes, you know, man, I don't have any cash. And you've opened your wallet and it just the amount he needs exactly.
It was one crinkled bill. It wasn't like...
No, I understand that, but it's just like, I don't have what you're looking for. And you open up the briefcase and you have exactly what he's looking for.
Right, exactly. Yeah, the Pulp Fiction orange
briefcase.
Gold glow opens.
Yeah, except it's just a $5 bill.
But like I open it and I just look at it and I'm still in my head, I'm like, well, I got to buy my coffee.
Right.
But now he's just standing there and it was he caught me in a moment of weakness.
Yeah.
I gave him the $5. I was like, here you go, man. Don't worry about it. And I'm instantly furious because no thank you, just took it and walked away.
Of course.
I'm like, I just got fucking played hard.
Like a bitch.
And then I see him and his friend standing outside eyeing new marks.
Oh.
And I'm just like, God damn it, I got fucking... No, I don't even care about the $5. I care that I came off as a mark.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
And they successfully got the mark.
You got.
Travel now to like a few weeks later.
Right.
I'm in Queens, New York. I'm going into...
I was really hoping to be like a few weeks later, I burned down that Wawa.
I burned down that Wawa. They'll pay for their...
I'll tell you what didn't cost $5. Matches.
I'm going into like a bodega in Queens to get a cup of coffee.
Right.
And as I come out with my cup of coffee, there's this young woman smoking a cigarette on a bench. And she's very soft-spoken. She goes, sir...
I'm going to tell you right now, you can't smoke when you ask me for money.
Exactly.
You can't smoke when you ask for money.
Exactly.
There's certain rules for begging, and the active, no. Yeah. Smoking, no.
Also,
this is a guy who will have cigarettes. Like, I've smoked. I've smoked for years. But I'm not going to have you do the job while you're doing a lounging activity.
Yeah. That's not fair. You gotta dress for the job you want.
Absolutely.
A beggar. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You can't be wearing nice shoes. You can't be smoking cigarettes.
Absolutely. I want to see faded tats.
Yeah,
Don't be coming with fresh ink.
I'll accept a dip in the mouth. Yeah. That's the poor man's tobacco.
I will take a little dip.
I get it.
Yeah. If you do a spit of the dip, I'll accept it.
Not at my feet though.
No.
So this soft-spoken woman, excuse me, sir.
Right.
Sir. And I'm like kind of annoyed because I like look back. I'm like, is someone talking to me? And then she's
down
sir?
Here.
I go, yeah, what's up? She goes, can I have $12? I was like,
yo, I love the amounts.
And I just went, no. Like usually very nice in these situations. Right. I was so offended and annoyed that she had the gall for asking for $12.
Why 12 did that upset you?
$5 to fill up your gas tank, even though it's clearly a lie.
Absolutely.
It's a good story.
Sure.
We've all been approached by the homeless-looking person outside of like a supermarket who's like, I need formula for my baby.
Yeah.
Could you buy formula?
My God, never.
Have you never had that?
Never.
That's happened to me multiple occasions.
Yeah, I've never had that.
My mother one time went inside, got the formula, came outside, and giving it to this woman, thinking like, she's probably just going to return it and take the money and go do whatever she was going to do. She gave the formula to the lady, and the lady was like, this isn't the formula I told you to buy. My baby won't drink this. And my mom had to go back inside
and
return it
and get the right
and
formula.
get the proper formula.
Jesus Christ.
I got a lot of respect for that lady, though. Because you know
Who?
she needs both my mother and the homeless lady.
I don't know if I'll tell you right now.
My mom for being a bleeding heart.
Yes.
And the lady for being like, first of all, I really do need formula.
Okay.
Unless now I'm thinking maybe this lady had a weird addiction to baby formula. Like my weird addiction, like people who eat cotton balls and shit.
Wait, what?
You never heard about those weird addictions?
Oh, I thought you said like you ate cotton balls.
I eat all kinds of shit, but not as an addiction.
Right. That's called depression.
Yeah, that's called just being me.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
all right.
No, I'm not eating cotton fibers and stuff. But this
It's
lady,
not high calorie enough.
this lady clearly needed food for her child,
Right.
and I can listen. If you need food for your baby, we'll
Sure.
help you out. If you need $12 and
Maybe-
you don't specify what it's for,
Right.
fucking kick rocks.
I would love to know if the formula that this woman requested was. I'm curious to see if it was the highest priced formula.
Ooh,
You see what I'm saying?
I don't think so. I think it was more of
Like, because it's like if she went from like, all right, I don't know, middle tier formula, and then she's like, my baby won't drink this. My baby needs like Gerber, and like Gerber's cheap, real cheap on that. You know what I mean? And so she goes in, and now it costs your mom less money.
Right.
But if she paid more money, that's why I'm curious.
It's entirely possible.
Right.
But my mom seemed pretty convinced that this woman
Needed the formula.
yeah. She was holding a baby. I don't know if
You know what the formula should have been?
What?
Work.
Yeah.
Get a job.
I'll get you some formula. My car's a little dirty. My shoes could use a shining.
yeah, you got a lot of spit in that mouth.
Yeah, right? For the shoes. Okay,
For the
Jesus.
shoes. Yeah.
My mom's trying to get cunnilingus off a homeless person in exchange for baby
Your
formula.
mom throws a leg up.
My mom's from Queens, baby. This is what it is.
People be working down there.
You don't get shit for free, man.
Yeah. So no, this is the thing that I've been seeing, and I don't know if this is just a tri-state thing. But I did see this in Jersey. But I've seen this a couple times in New York City. I've seen like a well-dressed Arab man,
Okay.
in a car, looking for gas money. This has happened to me a few times now, and I don't know what this is.
I've never had that.
I'm not. I don't know if this is like I've just been in an unfortunate circumstance, but I've seen this 3 times. I've been approached by a well-dressed Arab dude, Middle Eastern looking guy, maybe Indian. I don't even know. Brown dude comes up to me.
Wait. You can't tell the difference?
Absolutely not.
Oh, okay.
Not even remotely. Not even close.
Because neither can I.
Looks like we have.
shit.
We belong down here.
This podcast should be called the Undiscovered Racism Podcast.
So we're
Cut that out.
yeah. Fijian? That's people. So like it's a well-dressed Middle Eastern looking dude, brown guy in a car.
How well dressed? Suit?
Dude, we're talking dress shirt, white dress shirt, not a stain on it. Okay? Well pressed even. In a car, generally SUV.
Yeah.
Wearing jewelry.
Sounds like a private driver, not to be stereotyping.
No, I know.
but
I understand. One time I've seen him with a family.
Right.
Yeah. And then another time by himself.
Okay.
Different guy.
Not the same guy.
No,
Okay,
no, different guy.
I'm like, I think you're being followed by this dude.
So I'm just being stalked.
You ever wake up and the guy who asked you for money at the gas station is standing over your bed breathing on you?
You know what I mean? Doesn't happen to you guys?
I told you I didn't have any spare change. How'd you get into my bedroom?
Right. He's holding a whole bucket of change. So it's just like, and well-dressed, wearing jewelry, and ask me for money, but in exchange, willing to give me jewelry. Like this, I feel like I'm a crazy person telling you this
What
story.
kind of, did he show you the jewelry? He was like, take your pick.
No,
He's just holding up his arms. And
he's got 17 necklaces.
rings on.
He looks like what's it called? Doctor Strange or whatever it is. What's the dude that had 10 rings?
Thanos?
No, not Thanos, man.
Shang-Chi.
That's yes. Maybe
He had 10 rings.
He had 10 rings. Yeah, he had 10 bracelets. But
Yeah.
So it's
That's
just.
true.
It's just like that. He had like 10 rings on. Dude had mad rings, mad chains, and he was just like a brown dude. He's like, listen, I just need some money. And it's just if I can get $20, I'll give you this ring. And this is 3 times this has happened to me. 3 different dudes.
I'm pretty sure that's an old scam.
One time I was at a rest stop off the highway in Jersey, and I'm walking to the car. And a guy's like, passenger seat. He's like, excuse me, I just need some gas money. And he's sitting in the passenger seat, and he's like, I'll give you some jewelry. And it's just like, this has happened 3 different times.
Right.
Yeah.
No, that's a scam. That's definitely a scam.
You think it's like a growing scam?
No, I think
it's like the woman with the baby, and it's like fake.
Fake baby? What's this one?
You know, like she don't have, like, you know, she's like pretending she's carrying a baby, and it's like not even real.
And what, she's just asking for money?
Yeah.
So she's just playing on sympathy?
Yeah.
Because I've heard of in Europe where like they'll throw a baby at you.
Jesus Christ.
Because you're gonna catch the baby. And now that
says you.
Well, that's what I tell whenever someone tells me they're going to Europe. I go, listen, if someone throws a baby at you, you let that shit bounce off your chest and fall to the ground. All right,
stiffen up.
Because you fucking bounce arm it, but with your chest. You know what I mean? Throw some titty at that baby. Right. Knock him away.
Right.
Because when you catch the baby, now your hands are full, and they go into your pockets.
They jump into your pockets.
They will. Like an old woman will be like, "Take this baby, hold this baby,"
right.
And now you're holding the baby, and she's probably blathering to you either in your language or in foreign language, whatever, broken English.
Right.
But now her partner is walking past you and pickpocketing you,
right?
And you're so distracted, you got a baby in your hands.
Yes.
You don't feel it. So that's a really old scam.
That's an old scam, right?
And I've heard of people having a reservoir of fake jewelry.
Yes.
And running scams at gas stations where it's like, listen, I have no cash on me, but
you
I
can
gotta
have this
fill up.
necklace.
You can have this necklace.
Right.
It's worth $500. All I want is $50.
Right.
Meanwhile, it's a $5 fucking necklace.
Absolutely.
They just made $45.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of like kind of old scams like that, and especially if you got hit with it 3 times.
That's what I'm saying.
But I wonder. Not to be surprisingly racist.
Sure.
But if they're usually brown, I wonder if they kind of target brown people for like the sort of
sympathy.
Not sympathy, but like, come on, we're supposed to be sticking together. You know what I mean?
Well,
we're both trying to make it
like sympathy, I guess, right?
Sympathy for the devil.
Not the good kind of sympathy.
Not the good kind of sympathy.
Not the sympathy I want to see in this country.
I suppose so. Sympathy where it's like, listen, I'm having a tough go of it. You've probably had a tough go of it.
Sure.
Have some sympathy for me.
Right.
But you never gave him money, did you?
The first time.
How much? And what kind of jewelry did you get? Did you have your pick, or did you just give him cash?
Yeah, I was fumbling through his neck.
You just take all. You're like, I've worn it ever since. I'll never forget it.
I want the one that's hidden under the shirt. You know, like I'm pulling at his neck and I'm pulling him out of the car.
You're like, run all your clothes and let me see the goods.
I want your underwear.
He's like, that's the one thing you can't have. You're like, well, then you ain't getting this $8.
So,
strip, Sammy.
I want your left sock. He's creeped out.
Yeah, you flip it on him. Be like, you know what? I also need gas money. Let's go and try to fuck some of these people for cash in this parking lot. We'll work as a team.
I hop into the driver's side. I hop into the. I'm shotgunning it.
You got a baby in there? Because I know a gig we could run.
Let's do it. I've been looking for a real baby.
I've been looking to throw a baby at some of these white people. I'll tell you.
I have the fake baby in the thing, and I go, I'm done carrying this thing.
You tell him, you're like, I got this fake baby. I know a scam. He goes, man, I don't do that.
That's how we doing around here.
I'm from Jersey. I live here, man. I'm just trying to.
So I gave him $5.
Yeah.
And I didn't take any jewelry.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
And I know I said
earlier.
I
was walking the dog too.
Oh, well, you got a baby to protect now. You're little baby Bruce.
The guy came up to me and he had the family in the car.
Yeah.
And I just see the family in the car. They're looking desperate.
Right.
But the car looked mad nice.
Yeah.
Nicer than any car I had. And the shit looked like it looked like it was like a brand new car. That's how that shit looked. And he was like, I need gas money.
Imagine you really did run into 3 people who were down on their luck and needed help.
Right.
But you also hear these things, because if this guy's got a nice SUV, he's dressed nice, the family is going on and stuff, like, does he have a real job and he does this here and there for extra cash? Or does he simply scam? Because we've heard of stories where people like have a good spot and they ask for money either at a red light or whatever, a lot of pedestrian. And you find out from like, oh, they make $1,200 a week. And it's like, what?
Yeah.
They make $1,200 a week begging for money.
Right.
That was an old Sherlock Holmes original story, where Sherlock investigated this homeless guy who was always in the same spot. And he was there for like 6 hours a day, every day. Meanwhile, he was living it up as like this proletariat.
Right.
I don't know if that's the right word.
That's probably not.
But he's a big money guy. You know what I mean?
He's a big money guy.
You don't know about people, man. Once they leave the corner.
They did a story on this years ago. I think it was like on ABC. On it was about this person who would beg.
Yeah.
They would go. They had a home. They had a nice home.
Yeah.
They had a closet, and they had 2 sets of wardrobes. And one was the bum shit, and then the other was just nice clothes.
Yeah.
They did a story like there was a woman who would beg.
Right.
She'd pretend to be like she'd play an entire character, and then you'd see her on Fifth Avenue shopping,
Right.
wearing the nice clothes.
Now, depending on how she presents herself,
Right.
soft sale, is there a sign? Is she just, because some people just sit there, usually these people are mentally unstable,
Right.
But usually some people just sit there with the big cup and
Holding
not
it
say a
up.
fucking word,
Right.
and just like, please help me out.
Yeah.
Now, depending on
for
how
people that
she-
are listening, like people they're sitting on the street,
Yeah.
and they got the cup in the air, and they
Head
can't
down.
even look at you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And people will help them out and they make money. and
That I
stuff.
throw a couple change in.
Sure.
Right.
Now, depending on how she presents herself, is she wrong? Is that a bad thing to do?
What do you mean?
If you're just out in public,
Right.
and you're just like presenting yourself as down on your luck, and you're not lying to people outright and being like, I have a baby, I need formula, or like I have no gas and I just need some gas. If you're just sitting there looking downtrodden,
Right.
with a hat out in front of you and
Right.
a couple singles in it, and
Yeah.
you empty it constantly, so
Right,
it
of
always
course.
looks like you're
Yeah.
not doing great.
Yeah.
Is that really so bad? Is that really so bad? This is America, baby.
And you got like an apartment, and you got like a separate set of
Yeah.
clothes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fucking terrible.
Why?
What do you mean why?
Why?
Because they're actual poor people.
How is that different? Yeah, but if those poor people can't do it as well as she can,
This is a competition.
this woman is acting poor better than poor people present themselves as poor.
I mean,
She's put in the time. She's figured it out.
buddy, you've got a great point.
I know.
This is America.
This is America.
Step it the fuck
Yeah.
up. If you can't be the best at being poor, get out.
Maybe these poor people should try saving up, buying one suit, and walking into a boardroom and just start making demands.
Try being middle class.
Give me all the petty cash in the building.
That's it. Why don't you stop being poor and elevate yourself?
I mean, that's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying just stop being poor.
That sounds like it sounds very pick yourself up by your bootstraps and get to work.
What this woman really should do
Yeah.
is start a school for the impoverished. How to be poor.
Right.
How to be poor. Because
class.
it's very like Wolf of Wall Street, like sell me this pen.
If this woman is starting a class on how to be poor, she's really just going up against the American college system.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've already got a monopoly
And
on that shit.
That's how you do that. That's how you do comedy.
Oh,
people.
my God.
Yeah. No, it's wrong. It's immensely wrong.
It's wrong, but I respect it.
Yeah,
I'll say that.
No. You can respect something wrong.
To really decide, you know what? I see these poor people. I've been going to my office job for 5 years.
Sure.
I pass these people every day
Absolutely.
begging for money.
Right.
I could do that better than they do it. It's like when you're watching before you start doing comedy and you're
Right.
watching comedians and you're
Yes.
sitting there, you're going like, I could fucking do this better than they
Jesus
do it.
Christ.
She had this walking past poor people, and guess what? She was right.
Yeah.
Because she's making 6 figures a year.
Right. Shopping on Fifth Avenue.
I don't know if she's soft selling it. I don't know if she's hard selling it. Listen, if she's out there doing all kinds of horrible shit, then fuck her. That's
like
terrible.
Like she has the claw hands and she's just going, ah.
Well, you hear about that? There
Right.
used to be a dude outside of my job.
When you pretend you're missing limbs,
Yeah.
that is a horror.
That's rough.
That's very bad.
There was a guy who used to sit outside of I used to work at Carvel when I was in junior high and high
Right.
school, and there was a big dude who would sit outside of the store in a wheelchair, and he would tell people like, I can't walk, so I can't work.
All right.
Please help me out.
Sure.
Except for every 45 minutes, this dude would get up and go walk and buy a slice of pizza and come back.
Yeah.
And I eventually had words with him. I was like, yo, man, you could walk. And he's like, yeah, but it's tough. And I was like, I get it. It. It is tough. I'll be there in 10 years. I got bad knees in the making.
He gets up, you sit in the chair.
I sit in the chair. I'm like, I'll show you how it's done.
Yeah, let me tell you how it's. Now you got claw hands.
I can't walk. I can't see. My baby needs formula.
Let me just get some gas money. Like
My wheelchair tires need retreading. Winter's coming.
They need oil. And he looks at you and he goes, "Sir, that is too much."
He's like, my God. He gets real eloquent.
Yeah, he's an English accent.
Well done, sir.
I must say, this is a bit too much.
You must be from the Mary Scott Foundation of the Impoverished Learning to Be Poor.
Have you learned from her? She's tip-top in terms of the education system of learning to be quite poverty-ridden.
The more we talk about this, the more I'm like, I could probably make good money playing homeless. I bet I could. I bet I could do homeless real well.
I've had this conversation with another friend,
Uh-huh.
and he's like, "Yeah, man, I wonder I wonder.
I wonder too.
Because a lot of people, you know what's sad? People that comedy and being homeless, people look at it and go, I could do that.
Yeah.
And doesn't that say something about the business of stand-up comedy when somebody looks at the business and goes, I can do that? And then people look at poor people and go, people that are begging, actively begging, and going, I could do that.
I could do that.
Yeah,
I could beg.
I could beg.
Because it's one thing if I was begging.
Not about begging.
It was one thing if I was begging because
Right.
I really needed it and I was at a bottom point.
Sure.
But if I just went out to try it, I would have no shame.
Yeah.
I'd be like, well, this ain't really me. Like, you know what I mean? I'm just acting here.
Yeah.
So I could be as sweaty and like.
Listen. The parts are few and far between.
Yeah.
This business is going in the tubes, man. Hollywood needs new blood. And I think this is the ground floor.
You know what? And we're in Asheville. So I could be in town in 10 minutes and I can come back in an hour and a half with $100, I bet. These hippies are soft.
Rooney's going to be giving the dates he'll be begging. If you want to know where Dennis is going to be, check the corner of North 7th and, you know.
After I put in like a 4-hour shift, I stand up and I go, ladies and gentlemen, your show is over for the day. The next presentation of homelessness will be tomorrow at 1 p.m.
And then a limo pulls up and you hop in.
My chariot arrives.
Oh, my God. I would love to see that.
Professional homeless.
Yeah.
That's the name of the episode, I think. Professional homeless.
We're not naming the episodes.
Why not?
We
don't name the episodes? What are these going up as?
They're all untitled.
Just meet me outside.
Meet me outside.
Volume
Volume
70. Like, now that's what I call music?
Yeah, now that's what I call meet me outside. Now that's what I call outside.
Yeah.
That would make sense because that's the proper thing for being homeless.
Right.
All right.
Meet me
We
outside.
are let's listen. We're on the road. You know, we got different dates. Be sure to check for the next places we're going to be. When this comes out, we'll be already in
What does this drop? Tuesday or Wednesday?
Wednesday.
I
It
forget.
drops Wednesday.
All right, so let's just promote the Pittsburgh date because that's a
Absolutely.
great show and it's a great
100%.
dude who runs it, Shannon Norman. Check us out at Bryant Street Barbershop in
Right.
Pittsburgh. I believe it's an 8:00 show, but follow us on Instagram to make sure. It'll be the day after this comes out. So if you're around Pittsburgh, hit us up.
Right. I'll be at Wisecrackers in Pennsylvania, May 6th and 7th, I believe, early May. First weekend in May.
Nice.
Let's just put it that way.
Yeah.
I'll be at the Rogue Island Comedy Festival at the end of May. I'll be there on the last weekend of May. You can catch me there. That's a pretty solid lineup. Giannis Pappas, Sam Talent, Alingon Mitra, Ryan Donahue, good comics.
Nice.
And then what do I got going on? And then there'll be more dates coming up, as always, on alldayKCA.com.
Sure. Follow me on Instagram at dennisrooney7. Check out my other podcast, Netflix Book Club. Every week we watch a movie on Netflix and we talk about it.
Right.
And if you couldn't make it out to the Salt of the Earth tour,
Right.
we're probably going to have a handful. Not a lot.
Not a lot,
Not
yeah.
a lot. But we probably have like a dozen posters left over.
Right.
If you want one, $10 plus shipping. We'll send it out to you. They're cool
Absolutely.
posters.
Yeah, this is the thing. They look nice.
Yeah.
They
Getting
look
a lot
nice.
of compliments on the posters.
Yeah, a lot of people, this is the thing. We've had posters before, and people have been like, hey, man, I got nowhere to put this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not going to hang. When people with full regular jobs, they got a mortgage.
Not fake homeless.
No.
Real people, real jobs.
Yeah, real people, real situations. These are their stories. When we got a situation like that, when people with a real life come, they'll be like, hey, man, here's the money. I'm not going to hang this in my house.
Yeah.
They'll be point blank.
Yeah.
But now there have been people that have come up to us and they're like, hey, this actually looks nice.
I had a woman come up to me and say she got one, and she was like, I'm a teacher at a special ed school, and I'm going to hang this up in the art room. And I was like, that might terrify some of the kids, but hang it up. Hang it up.
This feels backhanded.
No, this is real.
No, that felt backhanded.
She's like, listen, I'll hang this up, but not around the fully 100% mentally capable people.
Not the kids that are there.
Not the advanced students.
Yeah. This isn't for them.
Well, the advanced students would know that it's a knockoff of American Gothic.
This is for special ed. This is a special ed poster.
Well, it's a special poster.
You can catch Dennis Rooney on the corner of Ashland.
I'll be there.
Yeah. All right. And as always, meet me outside.